Start off with an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Today is a special day, obviously Alumni Day, but maybe more importantly, All Anderson Day, where we honored 13 of the great players that have played in this building, and a lot of special memories for great players that came before our current group in this building, and a lot of trailblazers that allowed this program to continue to grow to the point where it is today. And so a special day in that regards. You cannot call that a special day with our performance, but we found a way to win when we didn't play our best, and that's what good teams continue to do. And we survived a stretch where we were down 9, but clearly we're playing poor enough to be down 20. And we hung in there and battled until we could figure out the turnover woes and start to execute better. And to our kids' credit, they stepped up, and that's Lauren's first good game in a long time, and hats off to her for becoming the all-time leading scorer, and to have Jackie Motycka Mossing in the building to present her with the game ball at the end, it makes it extra special. But Jen Ewell had a great game, came through with a big double-double, and we made just enough plays and had one good run where we stretched the lead out to have a comfortable win, but that was not our best basketball.
If you could expand a little bit on Lauren's record and everything, what does it mean to become Bowling Green's leading scorer of all time?
Well, I think it shows Lauren's consistency through the years, that she's been a high-efficiency player. She is a player that has become the all-time leading scorer with not getting the amount of shots per game that some star players do, showing to everyone how efficient she is, but also she always has believed in the team approach, and that we will always be better as a team if we have balance and that we have multiple scorers. And so she's a little bit unassuming when it comes to a great player, and makes it extra special to have Jackie Motycka Mossing in the building. Some of our current fans don't remember her, but the fans that are here that remember her, you wondered if there was ever going to be a player like Jackie Motycka again, and it's fun that Lauren, and records are made to be broken, it's fun that Lauren was able to achieve that.
Coach, are the current players aware of the Motyckas and the Toledo Scotts? Do you talk to them about those specific people?
We talk a lot about the tradition of the program and the people that came before them. Our current staff has made a lot of signs with the tradition and history of great players hung up throughout our locker room. And Lori Alberts came in our locker room before the game, and she was tickled to see a picture of her in our locker room that we have obviously recently produced and put up. And so they know of them. I don't know if they understand personally everybody's accomplishment, but they know there was a lot of great players and a lot of great championship teams long before this current run.
Curt, talking about today's game, when you guys were down that 14-5, you were struggling on both ends of the floor, offense and defense. Was there one that you thought got the other going, or how did you get things turned around there?
I thought our defense picked up before our offense, but we were turning the ball over like crazy. The official stats sheet had us for 11 at halftime. Most of my staff had us for 13. So we were certainly turning the ball over for a team that only averages 14. We were almost there at halftime. And so I thought our defense came around quicker than our offense, but it wasn't that we couldn't execute. We just were turning the ball over. We shot a very high percentage in the first half, but when you don't get the amount of possessions you would like because of turnovers, you have no ability to make a run.
Early on, I had you guys as 2 and 10 from the field, though. I mean, did you sense a little bit of a hangover from the last 2 road games there, or maybe a mental hangover is the word I've got?
Well, we were 2 of 10 with 7 turnovers, I think, at that point, and disappointed with the turnovers, disappointed with our execution. Ball State has hedged ball screens all year long. From the beginning today, they switched us, and it caught us off guard, and it took us some time to gain our composure and understand that for 48 hours we had a game plan that within minutes was out the window because they changed their defensive approach for the first time basically all year. And we did not make the adjustment as fast as we'd like, but when we did, we started to do better things.
Offensively, they were also, I mean, I know they were missing shots. They were 7 of 14, I had them at one point, but some of those misses were on really good looks. What was it that you guys did differently defensively?
You know, I think that, first off, I think Ball State had a poor night offensively, and it contributed to our defense looking pretty good. But if we did anything right, we weren't going to let their star players get away from us, and Benning and Maggart, their 2 star seniors. We were not going to let them get threes. And if Maggart and Benning were able to get 2s all night, they were going to have to make what we called a boatload of 2s. And we only gave up 1 3 between them. We held them to 12 points. That's unheard of. I mean, Emily Maggart is as good a post player as there is in this league. And for us to be able to do that to her is a credit to our post game, but also they get her open with a lot of screens. So our guards did a good job congesting the lanes and her cuts after she got screened for. So team defensive approach, our game plan coming into today was to contain those 2, and we held them to 12 points, which is outstanding. But also they had a disappointing night. They didn't play as well they're capable of playing.
Does this kind of clear the system of the last 2 games? I mean, and I realize I'm including a win against Northern in there, but not, I would say probably not your best effort there either. I mean, does this help kind of clear the system, or is it still a work in progress?
We're limping into this bye week. This bye week can't be at a more perfect time. Our star players are banged up and injured and haven't been able to full go in practice in a long time. So this bye week's going to do us a lot of good. We really, really need to get some people healthier. And I think when we can get people back into the practice floor and have everybody practicing at full go again by the end of next week, I really think we'll be better. But we aren't playing great basketball right now, and we want to peak at the right time. So we've got this bye week to kind of clear the cobwebs and add anything we want to add for the stretch run, and then we got 6 games to try to get better. But to go into the bye week with 6 games left, knowing at worst case, I don't know results today, but at worst case, we're tied for the East lead. We're right where we want to be. We have an opportunity to win our division, and we're going to take 1 game at a time. But we certainly need this bye week.
Obviously, the prep for this game was a little different. Stayed in the call a few extra days. Can you just talk about that?
I think our kids handled it as best as possible. They were very understanding that the weather was out of their control. And the only thing that we talked about while we were staying in DeKalb was we can control only what we can control. And the weather was not one of those things. And so we took Wednesday off and enjoyed it as much as possible in the hotel, and then got back to work on Thursday, and we practiced early morning Thursday in Northern, at Northern Illinois, before we made the long journey home. And so it was certainly an interesting week for us, but they handled it, and they showed maturity over in DeKalb. And if you're going to get stuck on the road, it's fun to be with a team that really enjoys each other, and they had a good time considering the blizzard we were stuck in.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, sir.